There's so much misinformation out there when it comes to scholarships. Most of you guys want scholarships, but with that said, many agencies out there drive you away from them rather than bringing you closer towards these scholarships. Yes, you heard it right. There's misinformation, and the way that your counselors and the people that you know are driving you away is because they're not giving you the right piece of information, and you're wasting time on things that don't matter when it comes to scholarships. Let me give you a brief background. I'm going to be talking about profiles like these. Take a look at the first profile. You'll see that this person has a 7.5 GPA out of 10. Alright, it's not very high. He even has a backlog. Backlog is almost like a blunder. You can't imagine that you'll get a scholarship, right? Then this person has 4 research papers, which is a major pro, of course, and almost no work experience. Whatever he had was an internship experience. You can take a look at their IELTS scores, you can take a look at their GRE scores. The scores are more or less average. It's certainly not exceptional, right? Now with that, take a look at this huge list of admits they have, and for the one university for which they actually went forward, you will see that they have as good as full funding. Now if you check the tuition level for York University's MIS program, you'll see that based on when they went, essentially this used to be almost full funding essentially for their degree. And you can see on their LinkedIn profile, they're actually, they were there and they studied. The point is that profiles like these can get full funding from decent universities. Let me give you another example. Now this one, brace yourself. 8.15 GPA from a very good university, 0 backlogs and 25 research papers along with 5 years of work experience. With that, they have the perfect TOEFL score and the perfect GRE score as well. Now that may actually seem like an exceptional profile, and yes, this one really is. It's tough to get a profile like this, but look at this. What they got out of here is a fully funded degree from Harvard. It's almost fully funded, and we can even show you on the I-20 literally they have 2 dependents, but apart from that, the overall tuition for the degree was 94k and they are being given 83k out of that for tuition. So literally with just $10,000 out of your pocket, you're basically getting to study at Harvard. That is how amazing that is. One more profile over here. This one has an 8.8 out of 10. Still 2 backlogs. And again, backlogs, people think that with backlogs they can't get scholarships. Along with that, 3 research papers and almost no work experience whatsoever. You can take a look at their IELTS score as well, and they may not have given the GRE. But with that, if you look at their admits, again, they are being almost fully funded over here by Western University. The point I'm trying to make over here is not that these people in front of you are exceptional, but that these are people who are from all walks of life. Some have lower CGPA, some have average, some have very good profiles, but at the end of the day, every profile has the potential to secure scholarships and fully funded admits. Now these are just a couple of those results that I'm talking about. We send 5,000 plus students overseas every year, and to be honest, this is a very common thing if you focus on the next 3 pointers that I'm going to be talking about. The number 1 pointer is your GPA. Your GPA is important because it is the result of the last 3-4 years of your education. That is what your GPA or percentage or CGPA, that's what it represents. But unfortunately, I understand that not everyone has the chance to change it at this point. Maybe you're in the final year, maybe you've already graduated and you cannot change your GPA. That's fine. Then focus on the next 2 pointers. And the second point here is the most important one, simply because even if you understand this from the university's perspective, why do universities get funding? How do they get money? They get money to essentially perform research. The university that is performing the best research will have the most funding out there. Look at the topmost schools, you will already understand what's going on. Now, when these endowments come in, professors get access to them, and hence they actually hire PhD students essentially. And PhD is not a degree, it's more like work in itself. But these people who are PhD graduates, they basically get to actually work with these professors, and they're being paid a salary essentially in the form of a research assistantship. So that's how the money flows to the university and then to these students. But please note that even if you're going for a master's or a bachelor's degree, you can add research papers to your profile and you can show that you have the potential to perform research. And if you're able to do that, what happens is that the professors want you at that university. So first, your chance of getting the admission are higher. Secondly, your chances of getting a scholarship with the admission are even higher because the university wants you that badly at the university. Keep in mind that this differs from a case-by-case scenario. I understand you may not have done any research, and for that also we have two alternatives for you over here. The number one is the research groups page on YMGrad, where you can connect with like minds and you can actually perform the research under a PhD partner. And we have had PhD partners with us for the last 5 years. You will have access to a portal, each and everything will be formalized, and you will guaranteed at the end publish papers through this service in Springer, IEEE, Scopus Index, international journals. Now, that is something that is chargeable, but it gets the job done beautifully in the quickest time. However, if you want to do it for free, that is also possible. Just use the YMGrad.com discussions page. Make sure that you put a post over there that, hey, I'm interested in performing research in so and so field, and then the other people will comment over there and connect with you. You can chat with other people for free, you can connect with them, and you can start working on research for your case yourself. Now, these are just some of the advantages of basically using the website and getting onto the platform, but make sure that you actually do these things, because research is single-handedly the most important factor. And in all the profiles I've shown you today with full funding, research was imperative. Every single one had research, even if they may or may not have had backlogs. Finally, point number 3 is your statement of purpose. People don't understand how important this is, and with the coming in of tools like ChatGPT, other AI tools, essentially what people do is they think that we can just write our SOP using these. We'll just do a mix of human plus AI, and then on the basis of that the job will be done. But understand this, that AI is only trained on the data which is essentially available to the masses, right? And when the data is available to the masses, essentially what it gets trained on is the data that mass people are basically, mass number of students are sending in. So almost everyone is sending in bad SOPs, bad LORs, right? On the basis of that, they are trained on top of that. And hence, when the training is done on bad data, what are you getting out of the model? You're getting a bad output, right? And hence, you're not really getting those top 10% cream SOPs of people who are getting into Harvard. You're getting the rest of the 90% gibberish in there as well. On the basis of that, your SOP would not be looking good at the end, of course. So keep in mind, you should write your story either yourself, or we also have, for instance, the SOP service where the Ivy League graduates who have already gotten into the top universities work on depicting your story in the best possible way. But your story is important, and make sure you don't disregard that. One more bonus before you go, wait, hold on, and that is to apply early. If you can apply in round 1, the chances of your admissions and scholarships both are much higher in my experience. And this is not just a random experience. We've been doing this for 5 to 6 years now, and we've seen thousands of candidates go, and I can tell you that this experience counts. This is something that is real. Apply early. Apart from that, you'll get all kinds of advice on the internet. Take part in NGOs, get better test scores on SAT, ACT, TOEFL, IELTS, GRE, GMAT, whatever, right? Language test, whatever. You will get all kinds of advice. But at the end of the day, most of these tests are just thresholds. And your volunteering experience is great to have, but it won't get you a massive amount of scholarship, because that's not really how the money is flowing into the university. So until you understand the bigger picture and what's going on and why a university will want you badly at their campus, you will not be able to secure these high scholarships. Remember, university wants to be proud of their alumni, and if you're doing something innovative that no one else is doing, that's going to get you in there. Now, like I said, we send 5,000 plus students every single year to universities in US, UK, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, you name it. If you are interested in going to any of these countries, or maybe even in Europe, etc., you can always reach out to me on WhatsApp, and I'll be happy to help you in your case. Otherwise, you can always subscribe to the channel, follow us on Instagram. We have a lot of free content just like this that will help you in your admissions journey, and I hope that I see you around. Thank you so much for watching this. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye and take care until next time.